Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reviewing the iFLYTEK AI Neo. Things are going very well with this. It's been a great device. So far, I've not had any problems with it whatsoever. It's done everything that it says it does, which is great. And I know this is a weird angle to review a device on, but it's not the angle I chose. This is just, of course, the intro of the video. And it's a beautiful device. I am very, very happy with it. But we need to jump in and get this thing all reviewed up so that you guys know exactly how it performs, what it does, and what I've been using it for. All right, so we're going to go over the home screen of the device now, and I'm going to pick up the stylus, and we're going to get into this. So power button's on top. We're going to enter our totally safe and secure password. And if you saw how fast that was, well, you know it's a good device with low latency. One of the big things I like about it. So this is your home screen. Up top, you have notes, next tab schedule, next tab reading. And then the thing next to that, the little hamburger icon here, is scanning documents. This is your email. This is where your apps live. This is where the settings are. You can do searching here. This allows you to close multiple pages. And this is your control panel right there for all of your stuff. Now we have write and record. We also have the ability to sync things to the cloud, and this just allows you to, sort things, which is nice. So we're going to start with writing, and we can add a title if we want. So I'm not going to do that, but I'm not very good with writing like this. This is currently set in paintbrush mode. So if we press down, you'll notice that it just gets deeper and deeper. But if we go light, you can see how sensitive it is. So it does have pressure ability, which is nice. And then we have this. Did I mess up the top of this? Okay, there we go. So we press down. It's going to tell you everything that's there. As you can see, you could do a lasso with select edit, draw with mark attention. That's a star. A circle is a create to do, and a triangle is create title. So I like how I just messed that up. Sorry about that. There you go. Triangle. Got it. And again, drawing. Friggin' star is so hard. I know it may not seem like a hard thing to do, but it is. It's difficult. Judge me all you want. Go ahead. Draw stars. Go ahead. All right. But basically, you could just do this. Sorry, it has to be a complete lasso around. And then we're able to clear. We could do an AI search if we wanted to, but again, that requires account login. We could do a lot of different things, and it's really, really nice. So now I don't know what this does. I haven't touched this yet. This is another account login thing. This is a schedule, so a daily schedule, weekly schedule, monthly planner, and there's different document styles and analysis and styles for stuff like cartography, and then there's health, and so a medication tracker, fitness planner, self-care. All of that is definitely very cool. And then you have the share button up here, I believe. What does this do? So it saves it, and you can export it as HS Web, Word, or PDF. You could even do QR code scanning and email sharing and export it to your bookshelf, which is nice. So a lot of cool things. And what do you do? Oh, look at that. So recently opened tabs. And you, what do you do? I click thee. So sync, refresh, delete page, page management, search, basically lock up. Tons of cool stuff. So let's go over the recording. So the recording is pretty straightforward. This thing has an 8.4 inch screen. It has 4 high precision microphones, 4 of them. I believe they're on the sides in the top as well, because there's these random holes, and it's able to tell you where you're recording from. Like if I move around, it will move around. You can see the little guy right there. He just keeps moving, and it will tell you which microphone you're using, I guess, which is kind of interesting to say the least. It's nice, and it's great for transcribing. This would be very useful for someone who's recording or trying to write a book where he wants to jot down notes quickly and then copy the notes and paste that in his book and then write according to the notes. And that's really interesting to do, because can you imagine how hassle-free writing a book would be if you could just throw all of your thoughts on a page and just, lasso out which ones you want and then shape the book according to your will? You don't have to just sit there on like a typewriter. Some writers still use those. You're like, oh, this sucks. I have to rewrite the whole thing, take it off and start again and keep the parts you want. This way, technology helps you evolve your book in real time, which can be so helpful. Okay. I have a book I've been writing ever since I got my first iPhone, and it's a weird one. And I'm not even going to try to explain it, but if I had this type of technology, this type of transcribing back when I was writing that book, it probably would be done by now, and it would probably be 100 times better than it is. Yeah, let's just say that, a night full of werewolf knights in armor that defend the world is kind of lame. I was really young. Give me a break. I was in a shelter. I was homeless at the time. So it's like, I have this piece of technology. Let's have as much fun as I can. Let's get these horrible thoughts out of my head. But I think it would probably end up being a lot cooler than I thought it was at the time. And again, if we hit finish, you'll notice you can continue recording, transcribe a recording, a whole bunch of stuff, volume, and you have the ability to edit text just like this. So you can go in here and you can edit anything that you transcribed. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's absolutely amazing. I love that. I want to talk about the transcribing, by the way. This is the best I've ever seen on any device. iPad, iPhone, Google Pixel, Samsung Galaxy, whichever, wherever. It's all the same copy and paste stuff. But this, it actually does utilize those high precision microphones to the best of its absolute ability, and it shows constantly. Now, if we exit out by touching this, then the arrow appears. We can go into schedule. You can see that anything that you star ends up being put in the focus star list, which is nice. And I had one today. And then we have our calendar. So you got your to-do list, your reminders, your notes. You can create a new schedule. You know how a to-do works. I don't need to show you. And your focus star, and you can create your entirely weekly schedule according to whichever you want to do. Okay. And you can coincide this with your notes as well, which is nice. Reading is the biggest downside when it comes to this. This tab right here, the reading tab, not the ability to use this as a book. But if we open up War and Peace, you're going to see some problems. And I actually drew on the page to show you. Do you see those lines I created? Those are spaces that the app creates. So those are unpleasant. So if I tap this, come on, tap. Okay. And I press this button right here. I want you to listen.
1805. Chapter 1. Well, Prince, so Genoa and Lucca are now just family estates of the Bonapartes. But I warn you, if you don't tell me that this means war, if still try to defend the infamies and horrors perpetrated by that Antichrist, I really believe he is.
Yeah, you see that problem? You see where the AI gets confused and it stops and it perceives those as spaces, so it takes time. That ruins the whole listening experience, and it does this with anything that you import into your shelf as well. That's why it's important, by the way, to not use this app at all, because if you do, you're going to be hurting your ability to listen to books. With APK Pure, you can go and download Audible if you need to, which is nice, but this app doesn't have this issue where it adds those spaces. So things end up looking normal, which is nice, and it works really, really well. Now, how do you exit an application is what you're probably wondering. You touch that and you click home. So it has all the bells and whistles covered, which is nice. All right. Now we need to talk about Google Play. It does have the ability to install Google Play, but this is a rooted device. So if you've ever done that, you have to authorize the device using a terminal, having the device plugged in to your PC, Mac, Linux, whatever it is, and you're going to need to follow some steps. It's not something I would do. I would just use APK Pure, or I would install another store, another alternative store that would just work without any of the Google services, which honestly I consider bloatware at this point. So I'm not going to even bother with it. But I did install Firefox Lite. I did install Discord. Browsing on this thing is a bit weird, but Discord's just fine. As you can see, you would install Kindle, Knobbooks, Outlook, and there's Libby, and there's APK Pure. They all work pretty fine. I don't mind them at all. The apps function as you normally would see them. The main issue with the e-ink display is, again, that you need to have a little bit of patience. This is one of the lowest latency e-ink displays I've used. I have gone to Best Buy personally, and I've tried all the others. This one tends to have the most features. It's the most feature rich when it comes to cameras, microphones, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, things like that. This does a much better job than you think it would. It also has a fingerprint sensor, which is nice, and I appreciate this device a lot because it can help you outline videos, book writing, meetings, you name it. It can pretty much do it all, which is the important thing when it comes for a device like this. It needs to be feature rich. So I am very, very, very happy with it. And as you can see, you can just normally use your fingers if you need to. It all works. And then you have a directory, and in here, all your notes, you're flagged, you're encrypted, your local notes, your recycling bin, you can create a new folder. This is just a very well-built device. Okay, so we're going to go over the settings of this right here. This is the settings of the iFLYTEK AINOTE AIR. They're very simple, very minimal, I guess you could say. And the first thing we got is the account service management. It basically allows you to set up syncing between multiple devices and to back up everything you have on this tablet. Very useful for someone who is just getting into everything and needs their information everywhere. We all know how Wi-Fi works. There's also Bluetooth. Other connections deals with screencasting, which basically deals with finding portable devices for you to screencast and project to a different screen, so like a TV or something. And come on, get out of there. There we go. General settings has brightness. Brightness has 24 settings of brightness, so between cold and warm. I do wish they would line up these bars together. That'd be nice. They're a little bit of an alignment, which is strange, but it's there. So basically make it super bright, or keep it right where it needs to be. You can choose what you want. Wallpaper and signature, so it lets you set your wallpaper. It comes with a lot of wallpapers already. I currently have this one set, but again, you have your signature settings, which allows you to modify your signature. I'm not going to be putting one. I find it strange to look at my device and see my signature. And let's go back here. So we all know about language and region. This is where you set your country of origin and your region. Battery percentage, so you can either show it or conceal it. Screen rotation, unless you, of course, rotate your screen 90 degrees in either direction. And date and time is kind of a given. There's auto lock, auto shutdown. Again, you can set the auto lock to more time, less time, and the auto shutdown to 20 hours or less. E-inks are very efficient, so there's that. Then we have gestures, so this will let you adjust the gestures of the screen itself. And of course, the quick bar below, which is this thing right here. Okay. This allows you to adjust this button and what it does on the pen. Passcode, change password, fingerprints. So there is a fingerprint scanner right on the top of the device right there. So it allows you to unlock with your fingerprint. Now I got to get this thing back into place. And of course, privacy and protocol, app permission, push stuff, privacy agreement, user agreement, late notices, clarification, certification information, open source licensing. There's feedback, so you can like request a feature or, write bug reports, things like that. There's the about page, which tells you your device storage and all your needed other information, also on how to restore the device. And of course, there's check for updates. I'm going to go over my experience and my final thoughts on this device as follows. First, the price. It is about $586 on Amazon right now on Amazon.ca. It can be more expensive other places and less expensive in different places depending on when it goes on sale and when it doesn't. That's completely fine. The reason why e-ink tablets tend to be more expensive is specialized technology, the fact that the technology is more complex and costly to produce compared to traditional LCDs and OLED screens. It's because of the appearance of the paper-like, design and stuff. And the battery life. E-ink displays consume very little power, allowing the devices to last weeks or even months on a single charge. And again, this requires high quality components and advanced power management systems, which add to the cost, which this thing has, by the way. Build quality, all right? These things are built to be durable and lightweight. They're built with good materials like aluminum and magnesium alloy, and that adds to the manufacturing cost. They also come with stylus, Bluetooth connectivity, expandable storage options, things like that. And again, this is a niche market, okay? So there are very few e-ink tablets out there that are actually worth the price. This happens to be one of them. And I explained to you previously in the video of the things that it has that make it so noteworthy. For one, the high precision microphones. Okay, those are fantastic for dictation, notation, all of that type of stuff. So, after learning the last couple of days about why e-ink costs so much, I can actually say the price is reasonable for what this thing offers. This thing is extremely feature rich and tends to offer a lower latency experience than most other e-ink tablets that I've actually tested at Best Buy. I don't own any other e-ink, so I had to go to Best Buy. It's fun. They're out there. They're in front of you, and it's like, okay, this one takes like 4 times longer to do a single action. Where when it comes to this, like if we put this open, look at that. It recognized the input immediately. And I know it can be a bit sketchy when using the darn thing, like bringing the brightness up and down, it can take a few seconds. But normal e-ink tablets take a little bit longer than that. They have like this extra heft to them, and it's really weird. Like going through menus, I can type really fast with this using a stylus, and that says everything. And its precision with this pen is great. Like, I want it, as I said previously, I don't think I mentioned it yet, but from the side profile, like if I use a device like this, it's not always going to connect like that, but it's doing fine now. And that's because I think I finally got the hang of this little pen, the stylus. By the way, have you ever tried to draw a star? This is 4 different people who drew 4 different stars with a reference star that comes with the tablet itself. Everybody drew a different star at a different angle. Try it at home. It's hilarious. It's kind of hard to do, and the results can be funny. Like look at that one. That one's awesome. Like, my kid joined in, and honestly, I think she has the best one, so I'm proud of her. Another thing is the reading. I wish for the ability to adjust the contrast a little bit more so that we could have like a more finer point like when dealing with everything. So I don't know how to explain this. Like I'm gonna go I'm going to go to the app. I'm going to open up a book, and that should show you. Okay, let me see. Oh, did I not get out of the thing? Oh, click here. Give me 1 sec. So when you look at this book, you notice that it's a tad washed out. Sure, it's meant to mimic the look of paper, but I want the black to be darker and the white to stay the same that it is. I want to be able to adjust the contrast ratio, and e-ink displays are able to do that for the most part. But when you look at this in person, because my phone's making this look way better than it is, it tends to be a little bit more blown out when it comes to the blacks. And, you know, I like good contrast ratios when it comes to reading and things like that. So if I can make this just a little bit blacker, I think that would be amazing. But as far as the simple weird little things go, this is the perfect device for a professional and a student. This is for someone who wants to focus on their work. Like tablets these days, you are able to do anything on them. Watch movies, play video games, and so much more. And that, in a work environment, can lead to people kind of, you know, just running off and doing whatever they need to. There are people that have become addicted to gaming while at work, and this sort of removes that from the work environment. So I think this has its place, and I think that I have a use for this every time I go to do a video, because I can do a great video outline using the notation, the dictation, the transcribing, whatever you want to call it. I can make everything the way that I want it to be, and I can set this up right next to my to one of my monitors when I'm recording, and I can go off my notes, and everything can be a little more professional, a little more easy to do. My leg is healing, so we are currently dealing with a shortage of videos, but I'm trying to get this one done because honestly, I'm very thankful to the company for sending this to me. Now, let me know after watching this video what your thoughts are in the comments. Please understand the things that I've mentioned about why e-ink tablets are expensive. Keep that in mind, and keep in mind all the things that this does so well compared to other devices. Like the Kindle is practically useless besides just, you know, reading. And other e-inks are missing advanced features, and they kind of are a letdown. If I was to say, this does have the most features out of any device, any e-ink device that I used at Best Buy by far. Thank you guys for watching the video. Let me know what your comments are, what your thoughts are, what your opinions are, so you can let the company know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to check the links in the description for this tablet, and also my affiliate code. It's there, so take a look. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, iFLYTEK, for sending me this tablet. I appreciate you very much. And for being lenient when I got injured and my leg was hurting. They're good company. What can I say?